I'm changing my channel name. SP737 is no more. Well, the SP737 part is staying, but the live part on the end, well, that just makes no sense, okay? You know, why did I even call it SP77 Live in the first place? Well, it all began when I started streaming on Twitch. Also, I'm just on my hardcore world, so you guys have something interesting to look at. A copy of my hardcore world, might I add. So if I murder this villager, it's whoa, I'm sorry. All right. Let me just explain why I made the channel. So SP77 Live was created because I was streaming on Twitch, and I would take those long VODs and I would get them cut down into shorter segments and into little nice snappy videos and then upload them to SP77 Live. And this was a great idea. I was streaming on the Shady Oaks SMP with Dan TDM, Squid, Think Noodles, Thanks to you, all those different people, loads of others as well, Echo Soldier and Yami. And I feel like because I haven't said everyone, I feel mean, but anyway, you get the point. All streaming those, it was great fun, making videos out of it, and that's how the channel started, okay? But then I kind of ran out of time to stream, so I didn't really stream much at all. So I was like, oh well, this is the thing. Yeah, this is going to be a dead channel very soon. so what was the solution? Well, if we scroll back on the channel really far, we've got 6 Shady Oaks videos, okay? Very good, 6 Shady Oaks. And then what was the next one? A manhunt. So I streamed a manhunt and then made it so it was still a live video. And then these were still Shady Oaks, okay? And I'm pretty sure this was like the final one because I did an MCC and then that was cut down. And then someone that works for me was like, what if we just put all your 100 days together up to 1,000 days and upload it as one massive video? So they did that. We uploaded it to this channel because I guess I uploaded it. Well, let me see what the upload gap was. So July 13th, 2021 for the final one there. And July 18th. Okay, there wasn't a massive gap. But anyway, I wasn't really streaming much anyway. I don't think there's a big gap between those. Tell you what, good views on the Shady Oak stuff, by the way. I should totally do that more. Anyway, don't have time for that. But, well, to go into that anyway. But yeah, so we uploaded that. Did well. Did insane. 4.9 million views. The original 1,000 days got 7.6 million views. So it only got like 2.7 million views less. And it was just a re-upload. It was amazing. So then we're like, oh, we should do a compilation of times I almost died. And then we'll do one for my best farms. And then I'll do a Q&A. And we could clickbait it a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. It was when my hardcore world will end. And then another compilation of some 100 day stuff, then another compilation, and then just a random video recorded, and the channel is booming. And I've got like a second channel with good content coming out, you know, some stuff from like clips, you know, because not everybody's had a chance to watch every single video that I've done or every 100 days I've done. But you can go on this channel, you got little clips and compilations and stuff of like highlights and stuff, and that's just a really, you know, cool thing to see things you haven't already seen. So that's where it went, you know, mixing in. There's the odd time where there's videos and stuff and all of this, you know. RIP Techno, by the way, good old lad. And yeah, it's just a mix of compilations and other things and Q&As and me answering questions and that's where it's at. Fantastic, yeah, fantastic video. So fantastic videos. So that's where the channel went, and here we are now, still doing the same thing, compilations. I also upload my Skyblock, you know, just second videos where they're not quite right for the main channel, so I'll just upload them on here. But it's still called SP77 Live, even though I don't really do live streams and cut them down and put them on very often anymore. So long story short, I'm changing the name because of that to something that fits it a little bit more, you know, that makes it like look like an extra channel, something like that. And I can't call it More SP because I've already got a More SP channel. As you can see, I kind of transitioned my Awesome World series onto this channel and did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, did eight videos and then kind of ran out of time. Oh, how long's it been since I uploaded the last video? 18 months. Do you want me to do a video where I return to it on one of the channels, guys? I'll do one if you want me to. Okay, I'll make one where I do it. And do you want me to bring this series back, maybe on this SP77 Live channel, not on this channel, but instead just do it on this channel, which is not going to be called SP77 Live very much more. Maybe I should do like that every now and again. I don't know. I have too much Minecraft stuff to record. Never have time. But yeah, so that's the More SP. Didn't make sense for that. Could call it SP77 Extra, maybe. I don't know. That's always a possibility. But I'm not doing that. I am calling it, drum roll please, and to be honest, you could just scroll below to see what I'm going to call it, and you can see it right there. Got the handle for it. I'm going to call it SP77 Plus. I'm just doing a bit of hacking and using Inspect Element to change it now, so you can see that's what it's going to look like. I'm not going to change it during this video because I don't want you guys, because I'm recording this video a few days before it's going to be uploaded, and I don't want you guys to see a 7 Plus and be like, oh, what's that all about, and then do that. So that's my thinking. Why am I calling it SP77 Plus? Well, I think it's just a good continuation. It's not a good continuation. I don't even mean the word. It's a good model that things like Disney Plus have done. As you can see, looks pretty clean. There's Paramount Plus. They've just done the same thing, you know, and I'm sure there's loads of other ones that have just put a plus on the end. I've seen Rotoshaw do it. He's put a plus on the end. His used to be Rotoshaw Plays or something, and he's changed to Rotoshaw Plus. So yeah, I think it works well. I've had the idea to do it for ages, and I just had to make this video first to explain it, and I never got around to it. So here I'm finally doing it, and I think it's a smart move. I think it'll help with things moving forward and everything. So there's that. But I also made a community post telling you guys to ask me questions about YouTube. You wanted me to answer, like any advice, tips, things like that you know could help you guys if you know all that kind of thing. So I'm going to be going through some of these questions and telling you guys how it's done. Before you got an editor team, what program did you use? Is it reasonable for a singular person with a family to be able to shoot and edit their own videos? So I would edit with Vegas Pro, and I still, whenever I do editing, I still use Vegas Pro to this day. So you can get Vegas Edit 365, as you can see right here. You can get it on a subscription, a monthly subscription, $14.49 a month, or you can get it for a year if you know, and then it's only £9.49 a month. And you get the latest updated version. If they release an update, you get that. So that's what I still use now. All my editors use Adobe Premiere Pro. I know how to use Vegas better. But yeah, you're going to pay a bit a month, but it's not too crazy of an amount either. And for the question of is it reasonable for a singular person to be able to shoot and edit and record all their own videos? I think so. I think you're not going to have a lot of free time for yourself other than that. But, you know, you're gonna have to spend like a few hours a day on it, probably. You maybe just have to get up earlier or go to bed later or something. You know, like the time has to come from somewhere else, but it's definitely doable. You get faster at editing and stuff and recording and working things out as the more you do it. But it's, yeah, I think it's entirely reasonable to be able to do it. You've just got to put the time in, put the effort in, and it's got to come from somewhere else. But obviously, it can't come away from your family. So it depends how demanding your family is as well, I suppose. I can't speak from the experience of having to care for a family as well, because I was just like a single person living at home when I first started. And I could still record and edit all my own videos. I just wouldn't be able to record 100 days every week and do that, you know, but I could still get it in 2 weeks. I could definitely knock it out. This person's asked a few. So first, do you think quantity is more important than quality when you're starting out? That's an interesting one. I think when you're starting out, you've got to work to get loads of videos out, because that is how you're going to improve at YouTube. If you just don't upload, you won't get better, you know, and your videos won't get better. So you want to try and get as many of you out. You don't want to rush them. You don't want to rush them, but you want to get plenty out, but be putting a lot of effort in as well. Okay. So, you know, are you still angry at me? Flipping it. Don't make me put you down. No, I'm flying away. So I'm trying to explain something here and I'm getting interrupted. So if you want to put loads of videos out, that's fine. You've got to put a lot of effort in, and you should make each video better than the last. This is actually something Mr. B said, and I definitely agree with that if you make a video and improve one thing every single time, then 100 videos later, you'll be way, way better than when you started. So just keep making videos and you'll get better and better and better. In fact, to prove that you'll get way better, you know, I think somebody's asked a question. I remember reading it earlier about somebody about how can you improve and stuff. Just 1 second. Okay, not much. Mainly people are just asking similar questions, but let me show you my first ever video. This isn't actually the first ever video I actually uploaded to YouTube, but this is the first time I ever did live commentary on a video, okay? And brace yourselves, it's pretty bad. You'll see like how different I am now after, I don't know, 8 years. Like, what was the date I uploaded this video? It's 2014, so like 8.5 years ago I made this video. So you think how much better you get in 8.5 years, but this is what I was used to sound like.
Hey, what's up guys, this is SB737 and today I'm going to be doing a let's play of the Pyramid Cave mod from Sonic Adventure Generations. It was released fairly recently and
I'm giving all the statistics and everything.
If you haven't, then I definitely recommend that you do. There'll be a link in the description to download it, so be sure to check it out after this.
I mean, I don't think it's terrible, but let's see what I say.
Opening up, we're outside the pyramid, and
good observation.
You may notice that this part of the stage isn't actually in the original Pyramid Cave. However, if you play on multiplayer mode in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle,
I'm just giving all this trivia. Nobody cares. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I don't know what to say. I'm like trying to speak. It's probably not the first take I did. And I'm just like, I don't know. You just develop this skill in YouTube of speaking freely and just saying what first comes to your mind and not thinking about what you're saying and not being nervous and awkward in front of a camera. For example, if I was going to start this again, you know, I'll mute it and I'll re-commentate it, okay? So, Welcome back, guys, to another Sonic Generations video. In fact, this is the first Sonic Generations video that I've ever done, and we're going to be playing on a mod called Pyramid Cave. It's a pretty fun mod. The mod is the level Pyramid Cave. Pretty sure it's from Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, so that's where it's going to be from. Okay, I should probably go into the level now, but you know what? I'm going to carry on talking to you guys because I can't place. Oh, no, I'm starting the stage now. Okay, it's got to load up. Loading times are pretty fast on PC, which is good. And you'll notice actually we're outside the pyramid, which that is not in the actual game on Sonic Adventure 2, unless you play multiplayer, and then it is in the game. Okay, and then we're just going to grind along this rail. Okay. And carry on going down it, okay? And I think the level gets more interesting when we get inside. You cannot, honestly, when you see the inside, guys, it'll be amazing. But I really like this introduction to it because it kind of sets the scene. You're like, oh, you're going into a pyramid. There's some extra stuff to happen. So I do like the mix of it. Could have gone across those rings there, done a light speed dash. Didn't know because, probably would have messed it up anyway. Alrighty, now we're in. Bit more rail grinding. Very nice indeed. Oh, okay, I wasn't paying attention there, guys. So I was trying to talk to you, alright? I wasn't paying attention. And now this is where the stage starts in Sonic Adventure 2. And thank goodness there's some rings here. And straight away I lost them. Well, I'm good. Hey, you guys aren't in the original either. They couldn't be bothered to mod the enemies in, could they? So we're going to come down here. I've also got the Sonic Adventure mod on, you can see. So the model frame and stuff, the way it runs looks pretty cool. And look at this. Isn't this amazing? I think this looks absolutely beautiful. That's a robot that's been modded in. Let me get those 10 rings. We're back on form now. And guys, you get the point, all right? You get way better at commentating the more you do it, all right? But don't expect to be good after your first video. Don't expect to do 10 videos and be good. Don't expect to do it for a year and be good. Expect to be consistent and stick at it. And eventually you'll get better if you keep looking back and thinking, what can I improve? How can I be better? And consciously try and do it. Then you will improve. I'm gonna have to make a few of these videos because I absolutely love talking about YouTube and this kind of thing, and I'm not gonna get through that many questions today, am I? But the next one is, how do I come up with video ideas? There's a few ways. A lot of the time I'll look on YouTube and see what other people are doing and be like, oh, I could do that, but I could do it this way or something. For example, I don't know, somebody survives on one dirt block. I'm like, oh, I could do it on one lucky block. Or somebody does, oh, the world is made up of entirely diamond. I'm like, oh, I could do an entire world of netherite. And like, you can sometimes get inspiration. Sometimes I just have ideas. Sometimes I just straight up do an idea that somebody else has done. Because I'm like, it's a great idea. I'd like to try it. I think my viewers will enjoy it. So I'm going to use their idea, Like, I don't think there's any shame in doing the same idea as somebody, as long as it's not a complete rip-off the way you execute it, the way you do your thumbnail. That should still be unique to your own style and your own vision. You don't want to completely copy in. There's sometimes where you don't want to completely rip up a video idea if it's a bit like niche and stuff, and people are just gonna be able to tell, oh, you're copying it. But if there's like a few YouTubers doing the same thing, I think that's the best. If you just go and copy another YouTuber every video they make, then it won't work well for you. But if you kind of take ideas from different channels that you like and stuff and mix it up and still come up with your own ideas in there as well, that can be a very feasible way to come up with ideas. You're not really coming up with ideas, you're just researching them, aren't you? But yeah, I think that's probably the way I do it. Sometimes I'll just run around for example, how do I come up with ideas in my hardcore world? I'll just run around my world and be like, what do I need to do? And I'll be like, what needs doing? And I'll just kind of run around, and then it'll set off other ideas. I'm like, oh, I need wheat. Oh, well, I'll build this wheat farm over here. There we go. Or I'll look on Reddit and see, oh, what cool new farms are being invented. Or I'll look at the YouTubers and see, oh, what farms have they made recently? Like technical Minecrafters or tutorial channels, and say, oh, what new tutorials for farms and stuff that I haven't heard of the company. That's how I can come up with a lot of ideas as well. Just kind of seeing what's new in the community and stuff like that. Or there is another way. AI is an amazing way to get video ideas, which I have started using, and it's been very, very helpful. Which AI have I been using? Well, I've been using vidIQ. They have an AI tool which is great for video ideas. So for example, I can come here on my dashboard to the AI title recommendations bit. I can say I want it to be done to do with Minecraft, 100 days, and then it's just going to give me loads of ideas when it's worked them out. So there's a few here, nothing too crazy. I can then generate some new ones, and then I can be like, well, that's still not anything good. I can regenerate them, and that's how that can work. But if you've got Boost, it's 10 times better, which I do ordinarily have. I just wanted to show it on an account that doesn't, so you can see the contrast. So if you get Boost, which is $49 a month normally, but just you wait, because I've teamed up with vidIQ and they're giving you guys a special exclusive deal of $1 for vidIQ, which it's crazy amounts cheaper. Like for $1, you get access to all this. You get unlimited ones. So if I go ahead and do this, let's say 100 days in Minecraft, we can get unlimited title ideas, But it might be that you think, well, these are kind of, they're okay. Maybe not what you want. I mean, if you just go through, you get unlimited ones, so you can just keep going through, and you can change the keywords. So I could be like, let's do hardcore. It'll add more stuff into them, etc., etc. Or if you connect your channel, you've got the daily ideas section, and then these are all suggestions to your specific channel. So we survived 100 days on Super Flat World in Minecraft Hardcore. We've already done that one, interesting, and I've done that one. But like losing 2 year hardcore world in the worst way, you know, could be ideas. I mapped 1.9 million blocks in and then suddenly you've got all these daily ideas coming through, and there might just be one that works, you know. Survived 100 days in custom end. World always expand. Just little things, you know, and one of these you could think that's an idea, but there's loads of ideas, and you can see the view prediction as well. So it's pretty accurate, because that video did well, that Super Flat World. So you know which videos are going to do well, and you're like, I've got to do one of these. Survival Island, funnily enough, I just did that one as well. Got that idea there. So you can see it is very, very useful indeed. And it's not just that. Competitors, you can see, well, that's mine. And you can look at competitors. So let's say I go on even my dashboard, it's a little bit better. You can see you can add your competitors here. I must have Crazy Plays and Unspeakable Reacts. I've got them down as competitors, mainly Crazy Plays at the moment. They're doing well. My views are, well, down 7%. But you can see, you've got things, you can see what your top videos are. You can see everything. It's just so useful. And you can have an AI coach that'll help you. So let's say you want to write a script about 100 days in Minecraft. It'll write a script for you. Honestly, guys, it's insane, and it's only $1, and it's linked in the description. Look at this, straight away, it's on the way. All right, don't actually write me the whole script, vidIQ. Okay, we're okay. But the link to it is at the top of the description. Don't miss the deal. It's just exclusive for you guys. And I'll move on to the next question, which is, how would you tackle finding it hard or awkward to speak to yourself for hours whilst recording? Realistically, you just get used to it. The more you do it, you just get used to it. It's weird and awkward at first, yes. But you do it 20 times, it's no longer weird or awkward, and you just don't care. You'll just do anything, and you just feel untouchable. And you know, honestly, I'll do anything. So I'm like, well, I can edit out if I don't like it and all this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no pressure on it or anything, because you just get used to it. You really do. You just have to do it. You have to break through the barrier, and eventually, you've got no problems at all. Okay? It's always hard at the start. But it's, once you're used to it, yeah, piece of cake, guys, piece of cake. I'm not going to answer all 5 of their questions, because there's other questions that people want me to answer. What is the process of your editors when editing your video? I noticed that at the beginning you have things like motion graphics and color transitions, while as the video goes on, you just have cuts and occasionally some zooms. Love to know the process behind all that. By the way, I love your videos. So I can answer personally, I'm going to answer 2 things first. I'm going to answer why there's so many cool cuts and transitions nearer the start of the video, especially during the intro, and then as the video progresses, there's less. So the reason for that is because when you know, at the start of the video, 100% of the people are watching, and as the video progresses, people click off, okay, and then more people click off, and then it levels out a bit, and people click off less and less and less. But the more that you can keep to stay on at the start, the less that you can make click off, the better. So whilst the most people are watching and you want to get them engaged and hooked to your video, you go all out and make it as amazing as you can, okay? Then, as time goes on, and the people, let's say 5 minutes in, they're watching and they're committed, and you don't have to go over the top. You've got to re-engage them with, you know, with little edits and just the way you commentate your storytelling, all that kind of thing. But you don't need to have all sorts of transitions and have it crazy for the whole thing, okay? Because that will kind of tire people out, and they'll get a little bit sick of it and stuff. And you know, you want to put all your best stuff near the beginning, and you don't want to overdo it either. But yeah, that's it. You just want to make them watch as long as possible, and you've got to get them engaged. So that's why it's there. It's not feasible to have it for the whole video, because it would just take too long to make the video then. For not as much of a return, put it that way, okay? And then the editing process that I use is, this is generally speaking, I have Jer, who's editing this Q&A, by the way. He goes through my 100 days, the actual gameplay recording of it, and he cuts it all up, okay? He's the reason you get a video every week, really. I mean, I know I record them, but he has to go through and do them, and sometimes stay up late on a Friday night to get it finished. So he'll go through, he'll cut it all up, okay? Then I have a couple of other editors. So I've got Desro and Bursty. They'll usually edit an intro for me. Every now and again, Jer will do the intro, but usually Bursty or Desro, well, this is very laggy over here. I forgot it's where the maps are. But yeah, Desro or Bursty will edit the intro for me. So I'll record that separately, edit it. They'll do all sorts of fancy things and spend a lot of time on the intro. because, you know, it's an important part. Doesn't this look amazing? Doesn't this look amazing? So from there, sometimes Jer will add the music to it. That's occasionally is rare because he's got enough on his plate with cutting it all up. Sometimes Desro will add the music. He tends to be busy with uni a lot though, so he does at the moment, so he doesn't always have time to do that. Or I'll add the music. So I'll just, every now and again, Bursty has done it for me before as well, but most of the time I add my own music, okay? I get sent the intro, I get sent the main bulk of the video by my editors, and then I put those two things together. I'll add in any time lapses. I used to get one of my editors to go into the replay mode and render out that for me. So then I'll put that in, I'll stitch it all together, and I'll watch through the video, and as I'm watching through the video, I'm checking for mistakes, making sure everything's fine, and I'll add music as I'm going along, because I think music is so important, and I think it's overlooked a lot, but music is very, very important, because music's a subconscious thing. You're listening to the video, and the music can make you feel a certain way. You know, if something intense is happening, there needs to be intense music that gets you on the edge of your seat. If, I don't know, if it's a fast-paced situation, you need a fast-paced music. If it's a funny situation, you need funny music. If something happens, and let's say, I don't know, I don't know what I could do to do that. Let's say, you know what? I'll show you. Let's say I'm like, hey, how are you doing? But, oh, that wasn't meant to happen. And as the villager dies, you stop the music. You saw I did it there. My editor did it. I dare do it. Make sure that the music stops. And then, as I said, as I start talking again and saying, oh, you saw what I did there. You have the music start playing again. And it's just that as the music stops, everything goes silent. It's like, it's funny. And it's like, it adds emphasis. So sound is so important, guys. I'm telling you now, especially music. And I think a lot of YouTubers overlook it. And that is why I put so much effort into it and like to do it myself, because I know what I'm looking for. And I always like to do it. I just think it's the most important thing for me. So it has to be right. So yeah, that's the editing process. Somebody said, what's a few tips for watch time? And how do you keep motivated to keep filming with very little break? Okay, motivation, all right? I'm the kind of person who, no matter what, wants to be successful on YouTube. And I would say I have been successful on YouTube, but I want to get 10 million subscribers no matter what, okay? That's my goal, all right? No matter what happens, I want to reach 10 million subscribers. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes for that to happen. And if that means I have to record every week 30 hours on a video, get it edited late nights, giving up social life to make it up, like that's it, and I'll do it. And that's been my model since I started my channel, that everything else goes out the window. I have to focus on my YouTube channel. And bear in mind, like at this time when I first started stuff, I had to work another job and I was doing my A-levels. So it's not like I had as much time as I have now, but I still made sure that any free time I had was spent on YouTube. I just used whatever I had. And if you're willing to do that and give up your social life, you know, social life and stuff like that, and you know, eventually when you get more successful, like now I have more of a social life, but I didn't used to really, and I still have to give up a lot of things. Case in point, all right, 11 days before I went on holiday, so I went on holiday a couple of weeks ago. Well, I got back from holiday a couple of weeks ago, so like maybe a month ago. This was a month ago. 11 days before I went, I was like, I need to get 6,000 days in hardcore Minecraft out before I go on holiday, because my views are slipping and I need something to pick the channel up, okay? And that's a video that will pick the channel up. I knew it would. I knew, you know, a lot of viewers would come back to see that. So I've got to get it out before I go on holiday. That's my thinking. I have to get this out before I go on holiday. And I'm like, right, I've got 500 days to record here. And then I did the maths, and you've got 500 days. Each day is 10.5 minutes. So it's 5,000 minutes plus 250, which will give you 5,200 and no, yeah, it's 5,250 minutes, which is 87.5 hours. And I would be that if I slept every night at the earliest possible time, but there'll be times when I don't sleep that. So let's say it's about 90-ish hours, maybe 95 hours, something like that. I've got 11 days, so I worked out how much have I got to record every day. And it was 8 hours a day. It was about 8 hours a day. So I was like, right, the next 11 days, I've got to play this for 11 hours a day, no matter what, okay? Because I have to get this done before I go. So that's what I did. I made it happen, all right? And I had to give up all the social things I'd go, and I had to give up everything else and just be like, I've got to find a way to make this happen. And as it happened, I managed to do it with the data specs. I did like 10 hours a day or something most days. So that's just an insight into what it takes to be successful. You've got to like self-impose a deadline. You've got to hit them, and you've got to push yourself, and you've got to work harder than everybody else is working to be, otherwise you're not, why would you be more successful than somebody who's putting in more work than you? You know, you've got to put in more work than the others. That's been my model. That's why I make 100 days every week. I got to put more work in than everyone else, and I think a lot of the time I do, but there's also some very hardworking YouTubers out there who are even more hardworking than me. And the other question was about watch time. So watch time is something that is very important with YouTube, because if you can get a high average view duration, people will, YouTube will recommend your video to more people. So the trick to watch time, I've already alluded to it before. Make the start as good as possible. Make that intro a hook, okay? Make people want to watch. The intro should be as good as possible. And then as time goes on, the edits can get less and less. I think music's a key. I think music is very important to improving watch time. Like I said, pulling people in. Making that video just feel better. And I think just making it as high quality as you can. So if you're constantly improving your videos, making the next one better than the last, that will help. And you've got to have like some sort of story line to pull them in. I don't mean like it has to be physically a story like, oh, once upon a time I did this, or, you know, oh, today's, you know, it's not role play or anything like that. I'm not saying that kind of story, but it's like, what's the story of the video? You know, is the story that I'm going to survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, and that's the story, and I'm going to show you the progression, and that's the story for the video? Or is it, I'm going to survive X amount of days in Minecraft, but the goal of that video, the whole thing is, it's all building up to, I'm going to go to the world border. That is my thing. Or it's going to be, I'm going to build an end-of-life farm, the fastest mob farm in Minecraft. Is that your story? And I think if you can have that vision, and I don't have that vision for every 100 days video, because 100 days is one of those ones where, you know, your story is kind of does itself of like, I do this and I'm going to get to this level, and you're just going to see me. But the story's still there. Like, for example, if I have 100 days on a deserted island, I'm going to survive 100 days on a deserted island, and you're going to see how I do it, because I'm on an island with very little resources. I've only got one tree. There's no food. How am I going to do it? How am I going to get all the way to this with a massive island and a castle and all that? And how am I going to get there? Well, I'm going to, and that's the story. You're like, well, let's watch this progression. So you've still got that natural progression and a bit of an end goal. I mean, I know for like, let's say 4,700 days, or whatever, and it's just like a video of me just making farms and stuff, and there's not really any end goal or something. It's just like, this is my progress and stuff. But I still will tell you at the start of the video, today I'm going to build this farm, which was crazy complicated, and I'm going to do this. And they're like, oh, so I'm going to see how he got there, how he progressed to doing that. Like, that's what it's all about. How can you hook them in, and then how can you deliver on that hook and progress it? And if you make longer videos and you can get the people to watch, then that will help improve your watch time as well. If you make a long video and nobody really watches past 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, then it won't work very well. But if you can get people to watch over 10 minutes, you're doing very well on, like, let's say make an hour video, and you want to, in an hour video, you want to be getting like 15, 16 minutes average view duration, you know? Then you hit those kind of numbers, you know, your watch time will go up. But, you know, I think it's better to make a 20-minute video than a 10-minute video, personally. But it depends. You don't want to overstay your welcome either. You know, if you can make that video in 10 minutes and you're stretching it out and making it too long, and people are getting bored of it because you're just stretching it out to and spinning it out to make it longer than it needs to be, then that won't help. But if you can make it longer and keep it engaging and interesting, I always think that helps. That'd be my personal thing, you know. And yeah, not like, I make sometimes hour-long 100 days videos, and not everybody will click on them, but they might click on a 20-minute one, you know. But I feel like the 100 day, the longer one for Minecraft 100 days tend to do better from my research. So you can experiment as well and see what does better, see if the length, look for patterns, you know, things like that. Yeah, but I still have shorter 100 days videos that are like 20 minutes long, which have millions and millions of views. So, you know, it varies, you know, it's not a one size fits all. But that's that. And you know what? This video's probably gone on quite a bit. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want me to make another of these where I just continue answering questions like that, let me know, because I've enjoyed talking about it. So maybe you guys have enjoyed looking at it. Make sure you go and check out vidIQ for $1, and then you can help you with your YouTube channel as well. I think that'd be good. Can't get a better deal than that, can you guys? And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel. SP77 Plus now. Very, very cool.